But this next target right here, this $74,000 would be where I anticipate that we'll see here over the next few days. And then we kind of might just bounce around in this level for a minute. something similar to like this, where we kind of come up and then we'll come back down and probably retest now, this previous all-time high, the 65, maybe back to where we are right now, like the 63 level, like this pretty much this little box essentially. And then we'll probably, run up another move up here, make a new all-time high, get everybody all excited. It's going to be a lot of new all-time highs along the way, right? So this gets everybody all excited, all this and all that, and then possibly another pullback here, and just kind of one more retest of like around the all-time high. And I think this will close out the month is kind of how this will play out. And it's very interesting to note too that the plan B, I've been bringing this up a lot, the plan B targets that he's got kind of go in line with that a bit too. Are you guys familiar?
So you're 63, isn't he?
Yeah.
So you're expecting these price movements to happen before the end of October?
Yeah, just in the next 10 days here, I would imagine we punch up to 74K, wow. And whether it's once or twice, but at least once, and then come back down, retest the high. And I do think we'll close out around 60, 65, 64, and kind of like fulfill that plan B next target, right? And then his next target just so happens to be like 98K for November for the end of the month. So it's pretty interesting. I've gone over this 2 or 3 times in my live stream. So for me, it's like I feel like I'm beating a dead horse. But have you guys seen what I've been pulling from the 2017 Fractal at all?
I guess it depends on from what. Show.
No, what I'm about to pull up is like for everybody watching. Like once again, this is like sheer speculation. But first off, here's Plan B's deal, right? So he's got August at 47K, which happened pretty much. September at 43K, which literally nailed the last day of the month. October would be 63,000. November 98, and December 135. So 63, 98, 135, right?
So far, so good.
Right. So what I did was I actually went back to, and not only does that correlate also with a couple of these targets, going forward, right? Because over here we've got the next target of 74, 87, and then pretty much 100K, which is where I think that we are going to like basically cruise up to in the middle of November, and then get a pretty decent pullback. But I want to show you, like, if I could literally draw this out right now, I would do it, but I don't even have to because I'm going to pull this fractal, and it's crazy how similar if I could just draw it out, I would draw it this exact same way. So it blows my mind. So I'm going to take this entire move right here, which is, essentially the September low. This is 2017, the September low of September of 2017, and the top, for the bull run high, basically, right here, we get this pretty decent pullback. Aside from that, we get 2 small pullbacks, nothing major, right? And obviously, I'm not saying everything's going to be the exact same way, nothing like that. But if you had to, but the targets that are actually here on top of Plan B's target, I almost feel like Plan B actually did exactly this and then called his targets, because this is going to blow your mind. So I pulled that exact fractal. I didn't even adjust it to scale or anything. This is just pulled over and threw over here. My target for December is $250,000 Bitcoin, right? You guys know that.
Mm-hmm.
And we went over that last time. So right now we're essentially like, look at how this is over. You can't even make that up, right? So I pulled this up, and I did line it up with just being the 250 top, whatever. But once again, not that it's going to be exactly to this scale right here. But you got Plan B. So he calls for this. So what I would see, and right here you got the all-time high, essentially where we're at right now, and we're kind of just cruising above that, below it right now at the second. But I would see a little pop higher, and we retest, which is pretty much what we're just looking at, like a move right up to here, which would be equivalent to, I'll zoom this over to it so you can see the price over here on the right, about 70, 72, right? Close to that $74,000 target. This is, once again, not 100% to scale. A little pullback, a run up, a new all-time high, get everybody excited, another 10% pullback basically, and that would close out the month. This right here is November 1st, right? So this would be right at about $63,000, which is Plan B's October 31st target, right? And then from there, we'd have a rally into the next month. Once again, this is just sheer speculation, but it's interesting how this lines up. I would expect this price action to be very similar, though, at least on the way up, and maybe Plan B stuff doesn't line up as well. But a run up to about $95,000, $96,000, $97,000 in middle of November, right almost to the 100K mark, right, where everybody's going to be very excited and very nervous, right? Because it's everybody's got the target in mind that 100, 110, 120 is the top and all this.
Yeah.
And then we get, you know, a decent pullback by then. Like this would be the first decent pullback since basically we started rallying 20, 30%. Who knows what it's going to be? But that would be $20,000 to $30,000, right? Coming out of Bitcoin. The literal May low or June low would be coming out of the market right there. And then this is middle of November. So if we saw a spike of just a V-shaped recovery, basically a few days later, this puts the end of the month right here at $93,000.
Yeah, buddy. That would be an absolute wild ride, first of all. And I feel like a move like that, it will damn near wash out
everybody.
A lot. It'll wash out mostly everybody, but it'll definitely wash out alts. That's such a huge move.
Yeah.
The alts are going to absolutely just fall apart.
So CVO, I wanted to ask you, right, for new people that are watching and stuff, don't know what a fractal is, and they're looking at this. My question to you is, how accurate are these fractals that actually ever play out? Like, what's the accuracy on them?
Like I said, this is just. I would have just, if with the targets I had on here just a second ago, like I actually drew it right here basically. So I would just draw this out for you, but it's kind of already just drawn. A fractal is basically never always this, like it's not accurate at all, right? This is just pulling previous price action and getting like an idea of what could happen, right? So that's why I say it's not going to be exact, but it was just interesting to see that when I pulled that over here, that the end of this month, the end of this month, and the end of this month all lined up with Plan B's targets, like to the T.
Yeah, almost as if that's what he did.
Right. It was 63K for October. It was 98K for November, and then it's 135K for December. So the 130, and what I was wanting to say about that is that if he nails these three, right, everybody will be holding on to his words with bated breath by this one, right? So if we rally up to 220, 250, let's just say, and we pull back, which is like a normal move anyways, you get a pretty decent pullback. Like this wouldn't be 20, 30, this would be 40, 40+% pullback right there. So that's basically bear market enter, right? That's your cue. You get a 40, 50% pullback.
Dead cat bounce, and then
you get the dead cat bounce and all that. So, but we would pull back right to $135,000 from this target of 220, 240, 250, and everybody's gonna give him some slack, if he's $5,000 off, whatever.
Yeah.
But the thing I bring up is that he extended the bull run timeline to like 6 more months or 4 more months, right? So if he nails this, and then this comes to fruition, because this is also the 29th of December, right? If this happened, this is a huge if, like, or this is huge. We're just totally speaking in possible whatever.
For sure.
Everybody I think would get caught holding the bag right here is kind of what I'm just getting.